I would like to know what are your good habits? Yes, each individual is having some good and some bad habits. And I would like to know what is your good habits. If you haven't listed down yet, this is the time to make the list. This is the time to glorify your good habits. Because when you do that, you realize how wonderful you are. Trust me, when I started making the list of my good habits, I feel amazed. I feel blessed. So it's very much required. You should have the list of all your good habits. Let me give you an example. My good habit is almost every day I am doing this live session, which is of course one of the very good habit of mine. You can also figure it out कि what are your good habits and start glorifying them. Start telling those good habits to others. And when you do that, of course, you will feel blessed, you will feel amazing about yourself. With this amazing question, today again we would like to share one amazing story, and this amazing story will tell you ki what kind of things we can put in our life even if we observe कि we really don't have room enough to put that. So there was a philosophy professor once who stood up before his class with a large empathy mayonnaise jar. He filled the jar to the top with large rocks and asked his student if this jar was full. His students all agreed the jar was full. He then added small pebbles to the jar and gave the jar a bit of shake so the pebble could disappear themselves among the larger rocks. Then he asked again, is the jar full now? The student agreed, yes, that jar was still full. Then the professor then poured sand into the jar to fill up all the remaining empty space. The student then again agreed, yes, the jar is full. In this story, the jar represents your life. Please hear this out again. In this story, jar represents your life, and the rocks, pebbles, sands are the things that fill up your life. The rock represents the most important projects and things you have going on, such as spending time with your family and maintaining proper health. This means that if the pebble and sand were lost, the jar would still be full and your life would still have the meaning. Then the pebble represents, small pebble represents the thing in your life that matter, but that you could live without. The pebbles are certainly things that give your life meaning, such as your job, house, hobbies, and friendship, but they are not very critical for you to have a meaningful life. These things often come and go and are not permanent, are essential to your overall well being. Finally, the sand represents the remaining filler thing in your life and material possessions. This could be small things such as watching television, browsing, or going through your favorite social media sites, etc. These things don't mean much to your life as a whole and are likely only done to waste time to get a small task accomplished. The moral of the story is the metaphor here is that if you start with putting sand into the jar, you will not have room for rocks or pebbles. Very important, if you start putting sand into the jar, you will not have the room for rocks or pebbles. This holds true with the things you let into your life. If you spend all of your time on the small and insignificant things, you will run out of the room for the things that are actually important. In order to have more effective and efficient life, pay attention on the rocks because they are critical for your long-term well-being. I know this story is a little bit long, but let me tell you friends, this is one of the very amazing story, and if you are not able to understand this story by one time, I request you hear this multiple times because this rock, pebble and sand story is really amazing and you can try to connect this with your life. With this, we'll move to the third part of our daily session where we are telling you the sales technique. This sales technique, again, as usual, very unique, very special. So, please listen out with the open heart. Know the prospect challenges. Your prospect face challenges every day, creating opportunity for solutions that you can tap into during your sales cycle. Addressing the customer challenges effectively will help you build trust and convenience the customer easily. Here are some common prospect challenges which we always need to address during our sales pitch. Quickly engage the persuade your products. So these are the challenges like your prospect may feel unhelpful customer service. Very common problem which all the prospects are facing. They are saying I am feeling unhelpful with the customer service. Might be your prospect is going through the problem of delivery delay. Might be they are going through with the unavailable products, poor product quality, long waits, no company follow up, continuous transferring, and poor customer service communication. You always need to find the solution of your prospect, and if you are able to do that, definitely your prospect is going to understand कि yes, he is the one who can solve my problem, and once they start trusting you, you will get continued business from them. try out this technique and start getting more and more deals from your prospect. With this, we will wrap this session. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to put in the comment box. Thank you so much once again to hearing me out. Have a good day.